Okay, welcome. All right, Colin, can you get us started, please, on this one? Go ahead. X squared, good. Yeah. 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 Okay. Juliana, can you please neaten this up, please? Be so kind.
So it's gonna be 25x squared.
Yeah.
And then since subtract negative 15, then it would be plus 0x.
Yeah.
And then negative 9.
And I'm just going to get rid of that plus 0. Great. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. I promise you are up. 4x squared, 4x plus 1, 4x minus 1. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
16x squared.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Nick, can you neaten that up for me, please?
That'd be 16x squared minus 1.
Very good. I hope we're starting to get a pattern here. Okay. I know Holly was mad at me because she had to erase her question there. Okay, right. But I wanted to sort of get the pattern. Okay. What's the pattern we've seen so far? Yeah. Yeah. So what's going to happen, guys? You need a different spider. Is that too distracting? Okay. Yeah. For this one here, you'll notice for both times there's the plus and the minus and the plus and the minus. Okay. And this is if the numbers at the end are plus and minus, we'll get rid of them. All right. That said, Cody, not to take away your thunder. Go ahead. 8x times 8x is
64 squared.
Good.
Minus 48 plus 48.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think we're going all the way to the back. That means Jennifer, you're up. Can you leave that up for us, please? So it should be 64. The internet, you can just ignore that there. Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead. Okay, I want you to leave this in your minds for a sec. I wanted to go right from this to my lesson, but I was asked to do an example for graphing from yesterday again, so I'm going to do one more example for graphing from yesterday. I apologize, Nicole, okay, but I was asked to do one more, then we'll come back to this. So just remember those 3 examples, and we'll talk about them again in a minute, okay? So this is going to be example 1, which is graphing. Just going to say sketch. If you want to title, our title is actually factoring is what our title is going to be today. And I'm going to say example 1 from yesterday.
I asked for graph.
Okay, so the question says from yesterday, because this is what we did yesterday. So even if you don't like to do this, Nicole, it's too bad. So does anyone need to borrow your graph paper from their neighbor? If you do, please gently and quietly ask them. If you need to say it will cost you 25 cents, I'm not going to say anything about that. So we're going to graph from x equals negative 2 to x equals 2. I want you to be very, very careful about this because there can be a lot of mistakes that can be made. And so let's go through here. I was talking to Connor. I hope Connor, you don't mind me sharing our discussion. Before class started, Connor came in and he was going through one of the graphs and it looked weird or something looked funny when he was doing it. So I told him, I said, when you're making your table, okay, you can make a big giant table. Like it looks squished on my, because I have a little smart board here, okay? But you can do your table all the way across the page like this. And then just do your point at the end. So I know you guys are like, I know you want your notes to be beautiful and all this, right? But there's no point having like your rough work being a little. Kimberly, you're not doing this today? You're not doing this today?
No.
Okay. But you don't need to do a little tiny like column like this for your rough work. You might as well leave it all the way across the page. Especially for an equation like this, it's going to be tricky to graph. This is going to be negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay. So I'm just going to write down my, and if you weren't here yesterday, I'm going to do negative 2, negative 1. Okay. I would like somebody who is brave. Oh. Right, Matt, can you please be brave and give me the next line, please? I have x is negative 2.
Okay, so y equals negative 2.
Yeah.
And in brackets negative 2.
Good.
Squared.
Yeah.
Plus x. And I think that is negative 2.
Yeah. 8 times negative 2. Now, the reason I left a lot of room is because I'm going to show all my work here. What happens if you do this all in one step on your calculator? It's very, very easy to go wrong. Just. All right. Zach, you get this stuff? Okay. Will, you're up. What is negative 2 squared equal to?
Negative 4.
Close, positive 4. It goes negative and negative 4. So negative 2 squared is just 4. So 4 times negative 2 is going to be negative 8. And see, the difference that I'm doing here that we didn't do yesterday is I'm actually showing a little bit of work here. Okay, because otherwise your numbers can be way off. Kim, 8 times negative 2 is? Negative 16. So you see the difference there? I'm just showing a little extra stuff there. You do not have to show that extra stuff if you don't want to. But without it, people would tend to mess up. What do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now negative 8 minus 16 is negative 27. That's negative, oh goodness, this is a very low graph. Should have maybe picked a different one, that's okay. Okay, does it make sense what just happened there? Please watch the integers, that's where things mix up. Like that's the number one mistake. When I teach this normally, I normally start with 0. Okay, because it's very hard to mix up the 0. Right, 0, you just plug in 0, 0, 0, and everything cancels out and all is well. Sharnika, can you start me off the line for negative 1, please? Go ahead. Yeah. Good. Good. It's not squared, but I think you knew what you're mixing. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yes. All right, negative 1 squared I think is 1. Negative 2 times 1 I think is negative 2. 1 times negative 8 is minus 2, and then minus 3, which is negative 3. Okay?
I can.
Okay. All right. Does it make sense what I'm doing here? You just got to be accurate. Probably what happened if your graph ended up funky looking is that, yeah, probably you just dropped a negative somewhere. That's probably all that happened. Okay. But I'd recommend for you guys on your test or whatever for this, make sure your middle column is either enormous or skip a line. That's the other option. That's what I was saying to Connor this morning. I said, you know, you can, if you have a little tiny block here, just use every other line, then I'm leaving up for it. I'm going to fill in the rest of the table fast if that's okay. Is that cool? Okay, so I'm going to hopefully just write down why it pulls me to. Okay, and I'm going to do 0. Okay, negative 2 times 0 is 0. 8 times 0 is 0. Negative 3. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Plus 8 minus 3 is 3. And 4 times 2 is 8. Negative 8. Plus 16 plus 3, which is 5. I don't think I'm gonna graph this for the sake of time. Do you guys want me to graph this, or are we okay? Okay. Okay, so that's somewhat better. Liam, is that somewhat better?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, just if you show, if you leave room to do it, like if you try and do this in your calculator on one step, it's very easy to make it small. All right, questions and fears about that before I continue? No? No fears? Okay, so great. I'm going to pause in the video and give you guys a second to scribble that down if you're scribbling, and then we'll continue.